Hello everyone. Welcome to the new session of biological classification. In this class, we will talk about Hello everyone. Welcome to the new session of biological classification. This is the third part of biological classification, and in this class we will talk about the kingdom Protista. So this kingdom was established by the Ernest Haeckel in 1866, and it constitute the single cell eukaryotes. Now this is very important that this class include or this kingdom include single cell eukaryotic cells. It consists, so this particular kingdom contain a plant like, fungus like, and animal like forms. It means that plant like organism, fungus like organism, or animal like organisms are present in this particular kingdom, but they all three are of single cell. They are made up of single cell, and these cells are eukaryotic. These organisms are eukaryotic in nature. So it is considered as a heterogeneous and an artificial group. Why it is called as artificial group? Because this is not a pure form of a particular organism. In this kingdom, we are keeping fungus-like cells or fungus-like organism here. We are keeping animal-like forms like protozoan. Those are also called as single cell animalcule, amoeba example. Okay, so that is kept in this particular kingdom. Plant like euglena. Okay, so it is also kept in this particular kingdom. So this is a heterogeneous type of kingdom, and that is why it is also called an artificial group. So this kingdom is considered as a link with plants, fungi, and animals. Characteristics of kingdom Protista. So they bear eukaryotic, unicellular, or simple colonies of a cell. Here, the cells are eukaryotic in nature, means membrane-bound cell organelles are present, and they also possesses nucleus in it. And they can be found in form of a unicellular, or sometimes they are present in a form of a colony. Okay, mostly they are aquatic in nature. Tissue absent, and cell have a various type of cell wall. Here the tissue is totally absent. The whole organism is just of one cell. Nutrition can be autotrophic, can be heterotrophic. If it is heterotrophic, then saprophytic, parasitic, or ingestive type is present. The photosynthetic protists are widely distributed in lakes and ocean. They are primarily productivity and supports to aquatic ecosystem. So they possesses they do the process of photosynthesis. Okay, and so they are very important for the aquatic ecosystem as well as the whole biosphere, because they produce oxygen. Kingdom Protista can be divided into three main groups. Okay, so three different groups they can be placed. The whole organism of Protista. They can be photosynthetic protists, they can be decomposer protists, they can be protozoan protists. So type of organism, depending the type of organism, these three classes or the groups has been divided. Three major division of the photosynthetic protists are. Now the photosynthetic protists can be divided in three different types of protists. The first one is chrysophytes, or the diatoms and desmids. Chrysophytes. The second one is dinoflagellates, and the third one is euglena. So we will discuss one by one about the three major division of the photosynthetic protists. Chrysophytes, they are the yellow-green diatoms or golden algae, that is also called as desmids. And mostly they are unicellular, or sometimes mostly they are unicellular, but sometimes they are found in a colonial, and sometimes it is filamentous also. They can be found in a freshwater as well as marine environment. They are microscopic and non-flagellate, having various shape. They can be spherical in shape, they can be oval, they can be rod shaped or triangular in shape even. The cell wall is made up of two siliceous valves which are soap-like box. So when you have seen the soap-like box, there is a bottom box and there is a over lid is there. Okay, so the cell is divided into a two parts. Okay, so that is why it is called as siliceous valve or soap-like box. Features of chrysophytes. Diatoms are the chief producers of oceans. Generally, they are present in ocean and they are called as producers. Why producers? Because they do the process of photosynthesis and they make food for the other organisms. They provide food for the other organism, and also they produce lots and lots of oxygen. So that is why they are called as chief producers of oceans. The cell wall deposits of diatom results in diatomaceous earth or Kieselguhr. This is very important for the examination point of view. Diatomaceous earth. So this is formed by the diatoms or the chrysophytes. So what happened when the cell died? Its cell wall get deposited one over the other, and it form a heap-like structure, heap of the dead chrysophytes. Okay, so that forms a diatomaceous earth. Photosynthetic pigment. Chlorophyll A, chlorophyll C, beta carotene and fucoxanthin is present, and reserve food is in a form of fat, that is volutin and polysaccharides. Now the economic importance of diatoms. Diatoms are very important photosynthesizers. So that is why they are called as chief producers of oceans. Diatoms is porous and chemically inert. So it is used in the filtration of sugar, alcohol, oil and syrups. So what happened? When their cells are dead, they become chemically inert. So you can filter out sugar, alcohol and oil with these diatomites. It is employed in cleaning agent in the toothpaste and the metal polishes. So it is also used in toothpaste cleaning as a cleaning agent. Diatomite is also used in the refrigerators, boilers and furnaces. And it is also used in making soundproof rooms. So this particular diatomite is mixed with the stone making material or the brick making material, and that could be used in a soundproof rooms, making of soundproof rooms. Diatoms are source of water glass and the sodium silicate. So this is also required in some of the industries for making water glass or the sodium silicate. So this is the economic importance of diatoms. Other features of chrysophytes. Asexual reproduction by the oxospores and sexual reproduction by the isogamy or oogamy. Isogamy. Gametes are morphologically similar. Okay, they are in the male and female gametes are, you cannot distinguish them. Okay, which one is male and which one is female. Okay, their shape and size is very much similar. So that is why isogamy. So gametes are morphologically similar. Oogamy. That is the form of an isogamy. Immotile large egg is present and the male gamete is a motile sperm. So oogamy type of sexual reproduction is also there. Some of the examples of chrysophytes are Campbella, Pinularia, Cochonis, Basilaria are some of the examples of chrysophytes. Now, the second type of photosynthetic protists, dinoflagellates. They are mostly marine. They are found in the sea. Unicellular, photosynthetic, motile, and having variable types of pigments. Cell wall with stiff cellulose plates on the outer surface. Now you can see here a lot in this dinoflagellate plate-like structure. This is one plate. This is second plate. This is third plate. So different plate-like structures are there. Cell wall with stiff cellulose plates on the outer surface. Two unequal flagella are oriented longitudinally and transversely. So there are two flagella. Okay, one is longer and one is smaller. So that is why two unequal flagella. They form the source of food for the larger animals in the sea. So they are forms of food for the larger animals. Now, some of the features of dinoflagellates are, one example is Gonalex, which is a dinoflagellate that forms red tides. They multiply vigorously, okay? They multiply very fast and they give out a certain toxin which is red in color. And that forms a red tides in sea due to the rapid multiplication and toxin production. Reproduction takes place primarily by the longitudinal cell division. Now, this is very important. In dinoflagellates, the reproduction is by longitudinal cell division. Photosynthetic pigment, as we have already said, that there are various types of pigments are present. So, chlorophyll A, chlorophyll C, phylloxanthin and pyridine. These are the different pigments found in dinoflagellates. And many dinoflagellates are bioluminescent in nature. That is found in Noctiluca. That example that shows the bioluminescent in nature. Reserve food is oil and starch. So some examples of dinoflagellates are Gonalex, Serratium, Noctiluca, and Tychodiscus. Now, euglenoid. This is the third form of photosynthetic protist. These are unicellular and flagellate protists. They also bear the flagella in the cell. So they are flagellate protists. Habitat mostly found in fresh water. So euglenoids are found in fresh water. They are not found in marine environment. Cell wall is rigid but have a flexible proteinaceous pellicle outside the plasma membrane. So this is very important. Proteinaceous pellicle is present. They possesses two flagella, one short and a long one. So flagella are unequal in length. Photosynthetic pigment. Photosynthetic pigment that could be of chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, beta carotene and xanthophylls as an accessory pigments. In the absence of light, they behave like heterotrophs. So they can behave like heterotroph also when the no light is present. When the light is present, they bear chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B. So they can perform the process of photosynthesis. But when the light is not available to them, so they survive. How? They behave as an heterotrophs at that time. Reproduction takes place by the cell division in longitudinal plane. So here the cell division is in longitudinal plane. This is important point. Sexual reproduction is totally absent in euglenoids. Reserve food is pyramylum starch. Two organelles, one is eye spot and photoreceptor, that is present in this euglena, and that is the organelle that places them towards the light, helps them to sense the light, and that organism move towards the light. Okay, so euglena, parenchyma, fecus, and rhabdomonas are some of the examples of this euglenoids. Okay, so next protist is slime molds. So they are termed as mold as they give rise to mold-like spore-bearing stalk. So at the time of reproduction, what they do, they form a fruiting bodies. The fruiting bodies bear a stalk and a sporangium bearing structure. In this, lots of spores are present, and when it bursts out, these spores are dispersed in nature. So this is a stalk-like structure, and this is the sporangium bearing lots of spores. So they are saprophytic protists seen on the decaying twigs and leaves. Saprophytic protists. So this is a type of a fungi. Okay, so that is why it is called as saprophytic protists, and they grow on decaying twigs and leaves, found in the damp soil, animal feces, and water. Cell wall present only in spores and is of fungal cellulose, that is chitin. So cell wall present in spores only. This is very important. They are not present in adult form. They are present in spores, and that is of fungal cellulose. Fungal cellulose is chitin. The cell wall of the fungi are made up of a special type of cellulose that is called as chitin. And here, in case of slime mold, the cell wall is not present in normal adult slime molds. When the slime mold is formed of spores, then only this cell wall is present. Okay, lack cell wall in the vegetative phase. They are devoid of chlorophyll. So no chlorophyll is here. Generally, the fungi do not bear chlorophyll. Okay, and that is why they are saprophytic in nature. Say they exhibit amoeboid structure and some stage of their life cycle. So you have seen amoeba. Amoeba don't have any particular shape. Okay, like this. If it has to move in this direction, then it forms pseudopodia in this direction. So in the same way, this slime molds also, when it has to move in a particular direction, it moves like making pseudopodia as the amoeba do at the time of movement. And they are present at the forest floor, because forest floor is having lots of decaying matter, which can be leaves, which can be twigs, fallen fruits. Okay, so lots of decaying matter is present at the floor of forest. So this particular slime molds spread all over the forest floor. Reproduction, that can be asexual as well as sexual. During favorable condition, they form aggregation called plasmodium. So they aggregate at a particular part, and that is called as plasmodium. Under unfavorable condition, the plasmodium differentiate and form fruiting bodies bearing spores at the tip. So I have already discussed about this fruiting body, stalk-like structure, and at the top, fruiting body in the form of sporangium that bear lots of spores in it. Okay, the spores are extremely resistant and can survive for many years because the spores bear cell wall. So they are resistant to the external harsh condition. So they can survive for many years. Examples are Physarum and Dictyostelium. So the next one is protozoans. So we have already discussed the two types of protestant, that is the mold-like protestants and photosynthetic protestants. Okay. And then photosynthetic protestants, there are the three types: chrysophytes, dinoflagellates, and euglenoids. Now, the third type of protist is protozoans. The term protozoa was coined by the Goldfuss in 1817. Protozoa consists of animal-like protists. So earlier, this protozoa was kept in animal kingdom. Okay, but if we are following the Whittaker classification system, then this protista has protozoan in this particular kingdom. These exhibit protoplasmic level of organization. That is, the working of whole organism is confined within the boundary of a single cell. So again, this animal-like protist is made up of a single eukaryotic cell. Body is symmetrical or asymmetrical. Sometime in some organism, the body is symmetrical and sometime it is asymmetrical. Like in case of amoeba, the body is asymmetrical. But if we talk about the trypanosoma or paramecium, you can divide the organism into equal halves. So that is symmetrical in nature. Free living or parasitic, they are found as a free living as well as in parasitic form. So amoeba, if we talk about an example, then amoeba is a free living protozoan. But parasitic, Entamoeba histolytica is an example of a parasitic form. They are found in a solitary form also or a colonial form also. The main locomotory organelle, pseudopodia, flagella, or cilia. So locomotory organ is in the form of pseudopodia, as in the case of amoeba, that is also called as false foot. Flagella, that is found in the case of trypanosoma, and cilia, that is present in the case of paramecium. In paramecium, whole surface is covered with cilia, so that helps in the locomotion of paramecium. Osmoregulation is performed by the contractile vacuole. This is very important point. Osmoregulation. So contractile vacuole. Contractile vacuole do the process of osmoregulation. They take the extra water from the cell and give out in the outer atmosphere. That is if it is present in water. So if we are compared to our body, human body, which organ do the same function as contractile vacuole? That is kidney. So this question is asked several times, like in kidney in human body, which organelle is present in the case of amoeba? So that is contractile vacuole do the same function as kidney do in human body. Gases exchange and the excretion are performed by the diffusion through the general body surface. And reproduction may be asexual, that is the binary fission or the multiple fission, or sexual, that is the conjugation type. So in binary fission, what happened? The single cell divides into two daughter cell. And in multiple fission, what happened? Single cell divide into number of nucleus, and each nucleus is surrounded by a bit of cytoplasm. And later, this particular cyst burst out and released all these cells in the environment. So this is a multiple fission. Major groups of protozoan. So there are 4 different types of protozoa based on nuclei type, reproduction method, and the locomotion mechanism. So on the basis of these 3 characteristics, that is the types of nucleus, types of reproduction, and the locomotion, the protozoa can be divided into 4 groups. The number 1 is amoeboid protozoan. The second is flagellated protozoan. The third one is ciliated protozoan. And the fourth one is sporozoans. Okay, so let us talk about one by one all these 4 different types of protozoans. Amoeboid protozoans, pseudopodia or organelles for the locomotion and food capture. So we have already discussed that this amoeba bears what? Pseudopodia. This is the pseudopodia. Okay, it's a single nucleus. They bear a single nucleus. Body may be covered by the plasma membrane or a silica shell. Free living or parasitic. They can be free living, they can be parasitic. That we have already discussed. Free living example is amoeba and parasitic is Entamoeba histolytica. And contractile vacuole is present for the process of osmoregulation. Asexual reproduction mode is of 2 types, that is the binary fission or multiple fission. Sexual reproduction is by syngamy, and the examples are as amoeba and entamoeba. Now the 3 things which we are considering for this is pseudopodia, that is a locomotory organ, nucleus, that is single nucleus is here, and nutrition type, that is the free living or parasitic. Flagellated protozoans. Now, organelles for the locomotions are flagella. They bear flagella for the locomotion. Free living or parasitic, again the same as in the case of amoeba. Nutrition mainly saprophytic. Here the nutrition is different from the amoeba, that is saprophytic. Asexual reproduction by the longitudinal binary fission. Here the binary fission is of a particular type, that is a longitudinal binary fission. If the cell is like this, trypanosoma. Okay, so longitudinal binary fission. This is the longitudinal binary fission. So in this way, the cell divide into 2 daughter cells. Example is trypanosoma. The third one is ciliated protozoan. So here the locomotory organ is cilia. Now this locomotory organelle, beside helping in the locomotion of the organelle, it also helps in food capture. If you see this paramecium, it bears gullet-like structure here. This is a gullet-like structure. Now the cilia which is present here, it make a current in the water. So if the food is there, so this current helps, water current helps this food to move inside the gullet. So it helps in food capture. The cilia helps in food capture beside locomotion. So they can be free living or parasitic mode is also noticed. They possesses gullet cavity to ingest food material. This we have discussed. Trichocyst contain thin non-toxic filament, that is a defense organelle. Some type trichocyst cells are trichocyst organelle is present in paramecium that helps organelles as a defense mechanism. Reproduction is of conjugation type, and this exhibits nuclear dimorphism. Nuclear dimorphism means the nucleus is of 2 types. 2 different nucleus is there. Macronucleus. So here, if you see in the diagram, macronucleus, large one, and micronucleus. So macronucleus controls vegetative activities, and micronuclei take part in reproduction. So example is Paramecium. The fourth one is sporozoans. They are all endoparasites. Locomotory organelles, cilia, flagella, pseudopodia are present. All the three different types of locomotory organ which is present in the three different types of protozoans, they all bear in this. Nutrition is parasitic mode. Phagotrophy is rare. Body is covered with an elastic pellicle or the cuticle. So here the body is covered with a pellicle. Contractile vacuole is absent. The contractile vacuole, which is present in the case of amoeba, which is present in the case of Paramecium also, this is totally absent in the case of sporozoans. Reproduction, asexual mood also is there and sexual mood is also there. Asexual mood by multiple fission, and for the sexual, syngamy is there. Life cycle consists of two distinct asexual and sexual phase. So if we talk about an example, Plasmodium, which causes malaria in human being. So its life cycle is in two phases. One is in asexual and one is in sexual phase. So one part of the life cycle occur in mosquito and the other occur in human body, that is in the liver cell. Okay, so sporozoans are mostly parasite in nature. Examples of the sporozoans are Plasmodium, Monocystis, and Emeria. So this is all about the protist. We will meet in the next session for the next kingdom, that is kingdom fungi. Thank you very much.